Hello, my friends. Welcome again. Today we are going to talk about red meat and your health, sorting science from scare tactics. For some time now, red meat has been blamed for every bad thing that happens to the human body. These have ranged from heart attacks to cancer. But is it all hype? Or is there some truth to this information? And if there is some truth, what's the truth? We shall start by asking the question, what is red meat? Red meat is generally defined as meat that is red in color when raw. Red meat also turns to a dark color when cooked. Red meat is most often obtained from the muscles of mammals, like cows, pigs, goats, deer, and sheep, when these are slaughtered for human consumption. According to the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, all meats obtained from mammals, regardless of cut or age, are red meats because they contain more of myoglobin, which gives them their red color. The redder the color, the more the myoglobin that is found in the meat. Below, on Table 1, is a list of meats with their myoglobin contents. The next question is, what is the other meat? On the other side of the spectrum is white meat, which is commonly obtained from fish and some chicken parts. Sometimes, white meat is grouped into non-dark meat and dark meat. White non-dark meat is generally obtained from fish and chicken, with some exceptions. The exceptions, insofar as chicken and turkey are concerned, are the legs, thighs, and sometimes the wings, which are often labeled as white dark meat. And why is red meat red? As has been said before, the red color in red meat is due to the presence of a protein called myoglobin. This protein, myoglobin, is mostly found in heart muscle and skeletal muscles. There, it captures and stores oxygen that these muscle cells use for energy. This table shows a U.S. Department of Agriculture list of the amount of myoglobin found in some meat. As can be seen, chicken and turkey thighs, though classified as white dark meat, contains as much myoglobin as pork and veal. Next, let's ask the question, what is the use of this myoglobin? Myoglobin acts as a storage depot for oxygen. It binds to oxygen molecules which are available in muscle cells. Then when the muscles need oxygen, myoglobin gives the oxygen back to the needed parts of the muscle. And when does the muscle need more oxygen? During times of high physical activity, for example, when exercising, running, walking, fighting, etc., the body muscles need more oxygen. And that is when myoglobin releases reserves of oxygen into the bloodstream. Therefore, think of myoglobin as your muscle oxygen bank. It stores your oxygen for you for free and gives it back to you when you need it most. But unlike banks, myoglobin charges no interest. Now, we need to find out how this storage and release help the muscle to function. By this process of storing and releasing oxygen when needed, myoglobin helps muscles contract and expand efficiently, and in this way, prevents them from becoming tired too fast. It is important to know that there is a difference between hemoglobin and myoglobin. Hemoglobin is a cousin of myoglobin. They are both proteins that bind to oxygen and both transport oxygen. But while hemoglobin is found in red blood cells, myoglobin is primarily found in heart muscle and skeletal muscle tissue. Someone may ask, do the levels of myoglobin in the blood have any clinical health significance? Too much? Too little? Yes. Whenever there is a heart attack or severe muscle damage, myoglobin is released into the blood. Myoglobin increases in the blood 2 to 3 hours after the first symptoms of muscle damage. It usually peaks about 8 to 12 hours later. Therefore, when myoglobin level in the blood is too high, it can imply that there is muscle damage. Such damage can indicate conditions of possible heart attacks and/or muscle injury. And how does the body cope with excess myoglobin in the blood? It is the function of the kidneys to filter out blood myoglobin so that it can be passed out of the body in urine. But too much myoglobin can overwhelm the kidneys and could lead to kidney failure. Another question is how to tell if there is too much myoglobin in the bloodstream. Healthcare providers may use either a urine test or a blood test to detect levels of myoglobin. So if myoglobin, which is responsible for the red color of red meat, provides good function in the body, why is there an associated problem? Does myoglobin have anything to do with the health issues reported with red meat? The answer is yes. And there are two issues of concern here. The first one concerns the formation of cancer-causing N-nitroso compounds. The chemical structure of myoglobin shows the presence of a compound which can react with nitrites in the digestive system to form N-nitroso compounds during digestion. These N-nitroso compounds damage DNA, and subsequent DNA damage can lead to increased risks of certain cancers. The second issue involves the formation of cancer-causing HCAs and PAHs during meat cooking at high temperatures. When red meat is cooked at high temperatures, for example, during frying or grilling, myoglobin molecular changes create heterocyclic amines, HCAs, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs. These compounds have also been linked to increased risks of cancer. Another question is whether there are any other issues associated with red meat consumption. Moderate consumption of red meat doesn't appear to have negative health issues. However, overconsumption appears to be an issue. Most red meats have a high proportion of saturated fat. Overconsumption of meat raises the levels of saturated fat ingestion. Research shows that high levels of saturated fats may raise the levels of low-density lipoprotein, LDL, cholesterol, which is also called bad cholesterol, in the body. This has been linked to health problems like high blood pressure and poor heart health. So in spite of all these issues, are there any health benefits associated with red meat consumption? Of course there are. Some of the nutritional benefits of moderate red meat consumption can be listed. Number 1. Red meat provides high-quality protein for muscle maintenance. Food product sources which contain complete proteins, that is to say, contain all 9 essential amino acids that the human body needs, are designated high-quality protein foods. Red meat, apart from being delicious for many people, is also a high-quality protein food required for proper growth and development. It provides and maintains proper muscular structure for the human body. Alternative sources of high-quality protein foods include fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese. Plant sources include tofu, quinoa, nuts, and seeds, as well as beans and lentils. Number 2. Red meat provides useful iron. Iron is a vital mineral for the human body, for it plays a crucial role in oxygen transport, energy metabolism, and the proper functioning of the immune system. It is also essential for the production of hormone synthesis well as cell growth and repair. Iron deficiency can lead to anemia, which produces fatigue, weakness, dizziness, paleness, and loss of concentration. Iron is crucial in pregnancy, for it supports both the mother and the baby's health. Alternative sources of iron-rich foods include eggs, beans, lentils, dark leafy vegetables, and fortified cereals. Number 3. Red meat is a good source of vitamin B12. As you are well aware, vitamin B12 is part of the group of B vitamins. It helps in red blood cell formation, supports proper brain function, and thus contributes to a healthy nervous system function. B12 also boosts energy levels, contributes to healthier nails, hair, and skin. Some research studies suggest its beneficial roles in reducing the risk of macular degeneration, a regenerative eye condition that can lead to blindness. Alternative rich food sources of vitamin B12 include fish, for example, salmon, poultry, chicken, turkey, etc., dairy, milk, yogurt, cheese, clams, and liver. Number 4. Red meat is a good source of zinc. Zinc is an element whose body functions include providing support for the immune system and promoting the proper healing of wounds that the body sustains. It also plays a role in growth, development, and reproduction. It has been shown to fortify the body against colds. It also helps in the proper functioning of our sensory organs, especially those responsible for taste and smell. Alternative food sources of zinc include whole grains, for example, oats, legumes, for example, lentils, chickpeas, beans, nuts, for example, cashews and peanuts, and seeds like sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. So let us conclude by looking at a few tips for the safe consumption of red meat. Number 1, it is better to choose lean cuts. Lean cuts shave less saturated fat and therefore appears to be a healthier choice. Number 2, it is better to avoid ground meat whose origin is unknown because it is difficult to tell the exact fat content of meat that is already ground. Therefore, should you wish to have your meat ground, please request lean cuts, 90% beef, for a healthier choice. Number 3, it is better to avoid charring during cooking. Yes, you can grill, bake, or stew your meat, but avoid charring. Charring exposes the meat to the formation of more hazardous compounds in the meat. Number 4, be moderate in your consumption. Be moderate in the size of portions that you consume. Moderation tends to reduce overconsumption. Number 5, it is advisable to reduce your red meat consumption frequency. Reduction of meat consumption coupled with reduced portions tends to reduce overconsumption. Number 6, for some people, complete cessation of meat consumption may be the smartest choice. To conclude, let us say that it appears that red meat from animals properly reared under proper, humane, natural conditions may not be the bad guy. The health issues with even such red meat appears to be linked to overconsumption and the way the meat is prepared for consumption. By learning to make smart choices, it is possible to avoid the unhealthy issues associated with eating red meat. For always, smart choices make the difference. As adult health concerns grow more complex, informed nutritional choices become the key to vitality, longevity, and joy. Let food be your strategy, not your struggle. And as always, thank you for being here. You may subscribe to get information about new posts when they are made available. And if you found this information helpful, please share it with your friends and loved ones. See you next time. And remember, your health is your wealth. Let us help you to protect it.